Hello, my name is Trina Baker. This is my video podcast for Introduction to Cognitive Psychology through Fort Hays State University. Today I'm going to be discussing Chapter 6 of our textbook, Long-Term Memory, which I suppose was appropriately a very, very long chapter in comparison to some of the other chapters in the text. To be fair, there was a lot of content to share about the workings of long-term memory. Thankfully, it was interesting as well as informative. Otherwise, it would have been really rough to get through it all. I am going to attempt to briefly summarize the key concepts of Chapter 6. We learned about the types of long-term memory, declarative or explicit memory, and non-declarative or implicit memory. These could be broken down further, but basically we have stored in our long-term memory skills, processes, and automated type of things that we've learned that we don't really think about in our non-declarative or implicit memory. Declarative or explicit memory, we have to consciously recall, typically dealing with facts, events, and personal experiences. We also learned about how long-term memory works with encoding to store the memory and retrieval when we need it again. We learned about context-dependent memory and how our memory's encoding and retrieval can be influenced by external and internal cues, as well as influenced by our mood or whatever emotion was experienced at the time. We also learned about consolidation in memory, which I will touch on a little bit more in the next slide, and about some types of memory problems and how they can affect individuals' quality of life. Some of the things I found particularly interesting about this chapter were the concept of flashbulb memories, consolidation, and what exactly makes something memorable. Flashbulb memories are described in the text as being memories that are high in emotional intensity and are remembered more vividly later on, although, as with any memory, they may still not be 100% accurate. These types of memories seem to be more common around big, shared, life-changing events, usually something like a tragedy, a disaster, but it could be something that was good if it was impactful enough in changing your life. Flashbulb memories kind of reminded me of events like 9/11 happening when I was in middle school, I believe. And then more recently, the events of everything affected by COVID-19. And how everyone's lives got turned upside down for a year or so. I don't think anybody that was really old enough in the last couple of years that can remember, everybody got changed something in their life with COVID-19. So that was one of the big life changers here lately. So everybody probably has some kind of flashbulb of, well, this is what went on during COVID for me, kind of moment. I found the concept of consolidation to be interesting because it not only helps the brain to organize itself more efficiently, but it can help us have an easier time learning and remembering. By interconnecting newly learned information with something we already know, it makes it easier for us to remember later, and it actually physically changes the structure of our brain by wiring and connecting neurons for concepts and previous memories together in ways that they weren't connected before. In the text, they referred to it kind of as a rule. I think it was Hebbian's rule or Hebbian's rule. I'm not sure how you say his name. But the phrase that they like to use is cells that fire together, wire together, to kind of bring together the concept there that the bond between them grows stronger the more you use two things together or connect something new with something old. It makes both of them stronger and then stronger together, so you're going to be more likely to remember it. I also found it interesting to think about what actually makes something memorable for a neurotypical brain, so it doesn't get filtered and thrown out. Many things that are new, novel, or deemed as especially important seem to be more memorable. People also seem to be better able to remember things from their childhood or younger days, and this is likely because they were learning many new things and going through more life-changing events than they might be as middle-aged people or older adults that have become accustomed to their routines and a potentially mundane life where they aren't really learning anything new anymore. Now, why should I care about any of the concepts presented in Chapter 6, or how are these concepts relevant to me? I think probably the most significant things to keep in mind regarding long-term memory would be to try to be mindful about making my learning more connected and meaningful so I'm more likely to remember it, and to plan to try to continue learning new things as I grow older to keep my mind from declining as fast as it might otherwise. Again, if you are not taking this class with me and you are interested in the text, you can find it as an ebook from the publisher, or you may be able to find it from a college bookstore. Thanks for watching.